Okay, hi. So my name is Brianna. I'm a volunteer with Out Our Front Door. I help lead adult overnight rides. I'm part of the Wander series that we're doing to encourage you all to get out and explore your local area while we're in quarantine, to do so safely and by bike. And so I'm here at US Steel Southworks. This site is at 85th Street or 83rd Street and South Shore Drive, so it's accessible by bike. You can see the structures behind me, and we're right next to the lake. This site used to be what was US Steel. The neighborhood just calls it Steelworks or Southworks. This is in the South Chicago neighborhood. So the history for this area, steel mills like this started popping up. This one specifically opened in 1882. And we're here where Lake Michigan and the Calumet River meet, and so it was really important for transportation purposes. It had a good area for water access, obviously, and also a railway. So the steel that was produced here went as far as Ohio, Upper Michigan, parts of Upper Michigan, and obviously the steel beams here were utilized in developing Chicago itself. So think Sears Tower, John Hancock Building, skyscrapers like that in the area of Chicago. So this is really prominent to our history. At its peak production in about 1952, the Tribune released a statistic that the steel that was coming out of this site alone was greater than the steel coming out of all of Britain. So this was pretty relevant. Even internationally, it was gaining a lot of attention. Unfortunately, the area did see its demise about 20 years after its peak in 1970s. They started slowing down, started laying off some of the families that were working here. There were about 20,000 individuals employed at its peak. Most of them were immigrants internationally that came to work here specifically, and they got laid off gradually between 1970 and then when US Steel closed its doors fully in 1992 in April. That left the South Chicago neighborhood kind of in poverty, trying to find alternative sources of income. The land itself here is still under development. The city of Chicago doesn't know what to do with it. There's two individual sites here that are worth noting. It's this one specifically, where you've got the slip where the boats would come in and pick up the steel and then transport it further by waterways and canals. And then there's a park a couple blocks north of here called Park 566, I think, or USX, Chicago Park USX. It doesn't have a name yet. And that's also part of the US Steel Mill property. That one they're hoping to get under production with controlled burns and habitat restoration, invasive weed pulling, and native planting. And so that one's soon to be an actual park in and of itself. This property, there's still debate on how to best develop it. It's been purchased by a couple people, or a couple of organizations, or corporations I should say, and there's still debate on how to best utilize it to respect the neighborhood and to respect the property that it's on. So this is a great spot to come. It's sunny now that it's warm out. It's beautiful even when it's cold. You're right next to the lake. You can come and explore these giant concrete structures. Yeah, so give it a shot. There's a rainbow in the background right now, but you can't see it. So yeah, learn more about what interesting areas there are in Chicago on our Wander series, and come check this out. Again, it's South Shore Drive and about 83rd Street, so accessible by bike, fun to learn about, and beautiful to visit. Also check out Out Our Front Door. We do bike adventures in the lower Lake Michigan Basin area. Come on one of our rides or learn how to be a volunteer. All right, thanks everyone. Stay safe.